Hi everybody. It's your friend Dan, Daniel Hutchins. We're back again for another Dan in Dallas show. So what are we doing? Dallas is right there. Okay, so what are we doing? You guys who might be reading my community tab underneath Hutchins Hut Productions, HHP, I have a couple of 2025 specials that I need to get done. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna do an all We're doing all in one video. We're gonna do a couple topics. We're gonna be doing 2025 special from the community tab, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, so to answer your question, for one of them, I can tell you Transformers 1. Okay, what was my thought on Transformers 1? Well, given that I only seen it once, it was terrible. And to be honest, it's not a Transformers I want to revisit because it's terrible. Enough said. Okay, the next order of business is, why is Walt Disney World going to have lower attendance in 2025? Well, to answer you on that question, the reason why Walt Disney World park attendance has been dropping so much is because of the wokeism, which again is another special, which I'll do later in the year. But again, that's going to be later in the year. Where later in the year, I'm going to be talking about how Snow White is the symbol of wokeism. Okay, so I'm not going to be doing that until closer to the spring. But yeah, in the spring, I'm going to be talking about how Snow White is the symbol of wokeism. Stay tuned for that in a couple of months or so. But back to our other thing. Okay, also, another reason why Walt Disney World park attendance has been dropping is because they are changing the landscape of what we once knew into stuff that nobody wants to give a shit about. Like most recently, I talked about how they're getting rid of Muppets and changing that into the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster. And a couple years before that, they removed Splash Mountain and changed it to Princess and the Frog. I also talked about that a couple years ago during the pandemic. But anyway, that kind of explains to you, kind of just straight up, why Walt Disney World park attendance is dropping and why it will not be successful in 2025. Not be successful in 2025 because Walt Disney World is starting to suck. Enough said. And the last thing I have to say to catch you guys up on that 2025 specials list for right now is the question of why Beetlejuice 2 sucks so bad in comparison to Beetlejuice from the 80s. Okay, now, if you guys remember back last year in 2024, I briefly kind of talked about Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice 2, but it was kind of really short and kind of rushed. But all I can say about Beetlejuice, or Beetlejuice 2 is that it didn't live to quite the hype as the original did. Mostly because it was mostly just a rehash of everything. Plus you got Jenna Ortega. That's pretty much all it was. Basically it was like, oh, Beetlejuice is back. He's been summoned again. And then, it's pretty much the original. Plus you have different songs. And you also got Jenna Ortega in the cast. As you know, Lydia Ditz's daughter. But, yeah. Anyway, Beetlejuice was terrible. So, yeah. That's my thought and conclusion on that. So, the only other 2025 specials on the 2025 specials list that I have to still do is Snow White, the symbol of wokeism, which I'll be doing when the movie comes out, when Snow White comes on theaters or Disney Plus, whatever happens to it. I'll be talking about why Snow White is the symbol of wokeism again later in the year. And then also, I also promised you that other special about all 3 of the Sonic films from the Sonic the Hedgehog film series. Because right now I'm going back and I'm watching the old cartoon from 1993. So when that time comes, whenever it is, the spring, the summer, whenever the movie hits on Paramount Plus, I will be doing a special on that too. But anyway, we are outside and Puppy's already trying to jump on my leg and trying to, be kind of passive aggressive. But case in point, I just wanted to catch you guys up on those things. And so yeah, now since it is the official first day of 2025, I figured I owe you guys some stuff. So I gave you some stuff, or some valid reasons to some of those things you might be wondering about. That was on the 2025 specials for the video for the 2025 season here on HHP. But anyway, so you want to know whether or not I'm going to be doing other specials for the month of January. Well, yes, I will be doing some specials in January, but they're not going to be really that special because, one, we just finished up a project yesterday. Actually, we finished 2 projects yesterday. If you haven't watched them on the Hutchins Hub production, go over and watch them. I made a special called Surviving the Slums of the Comic Book Universe. And then I also made another special on the channel more recently, why the Spider-Man series, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, how the artistic design of it is awful. And it is hashtag not my Spider-Man. So also kind of like why it's such a bad idea in the art itself. But yeah, anyway, if you didn't watch those 2 videos, they're up on the channel. You could watch them. And also last night I was cleaning up some stuff on the channel. I had too many videos on the channel. At one point I had 194 videos, and I cut it down to 130 something videos. Just because it's like, oh, some of the videos were copyright striked. Some of them were really old. Some of them are outdated. Some of them had none of views at all. And others are just cringy. So I was trying to clean up the channel yesterday night to get rid of any videos that were too cringy. But yeah, as I walked in around the circle on the road we call Tiny Town, South Carolina, down here with my dog Dallas, and we just had ourselves a chicken biscuit from McDonald's and a small caramel iced coffee. We also had to fill up our gas, and we also had to grab some toothbrushes at Walmart's. But aside from all that we did this morning, there really wasn't anything more to say other than the fact that, I want to wish y'all guys a Happy New Year. Now, since we are officially now in the year of 2025, I also have to tell you something really important. And that important detail that I want to tell you is Marvel Insider. Yes, the Marvel Insider is canceled. Yes, the Marvel Insider is canceled. So, because you guys don't seem to care much about Marvel Insider is canceled. And so, that's one thing I do have to tell you for 2025. Marvel Insider is canceled. it is canceled forever, which means I won't be bringing back Marvel Insider on Hutchins Huts or any of its subsidiaries or affiliations. So if you want to see any Marvel Insider check-ins, you have to go on one of my other channels and watch them. Or you could go on my original channel and watch them from there too. But I had to break some news to you guys and say Marvel Insider is canceled. I am no longer producing any content under Marvel Insider. So I just had to brush that news out to you. Marvel Insider is canceled. I'm not going to be wasting my time on Marvel Insider when I have much better sources of information where I could get for free with just signing in on my Google. You know what I'm saying? Because all I have to do is sign on to my Google and say, okay, signed on Screen Ranch. Oh, signed on Comic Resources. Signed on comicbook.com, division of Paramount. It's like, okay, that's all I really need to do. So, yeah, that is why Marvel Insider is canceled. Okay? I won't be producing any more videos under Marvel Insider because I've kind of grown away from it. I've grown too much away from Marvel Insider, so much to the fact that I don't hardly go on Marvel Insider anymore. It was nice when it lasted, but I have better information outlets I go to instead. So Marvel Insider is canceled. Yes, Marvel Insider is canceled. So I will still be using my same other resources, Comic Book, Comic Resources, and Screen Rant. And I will be doing my discussions from those places. Yes, those places. But anyway, as more disappointing than the eggs she laid, we're just trying to kind of go straight balling. We're straight walling and straight balling. Yeah. But anyway, we're just gonna go after this and say Happy New Year. Happy New Year from our friend at the Hutchins Hut. We want to wish y'all guys a Happy New Year. And I will see you all later.